Hello students, welcome to AIMS India online classes. This is a chemistry session. Here we are discussing about the chapter types of chemical reactions. In the earlier sessions we have seen about different kinds of chemical reactions. Now based upon this chapter we are going to see a practice sheet on this chapter. Practice sheet 1 which includes conceptual understanding and single correct answer type questions. So let us go through that. First, let us go through the conceptual understanding questions. See the first one among those. What is a reaction in which a substance or substances undergo change to produce new substances with new properties is called? What do you call that chemical reaction? Isn't it? It is called chemical reaction. The reaction in which substances undergo change and they produce new substances with new properties, then that changes then the reaction is called chemical reaction. In the chemical reaction only new substances will be formed. Okay, next one. Which substances take part in a chemical reaction? Generally, the chemical substances which are participating or which are taking part in the chemical reaction are called as reactants. Okay, the substances which are participating in the reaction or which are taking part in the reaction are called reactants. Which of these substances are formed as a result of chemical reaction? Yes, is another one. So the chemical substances which are formed in a chemical reaction are called as products. Where it is here. The chemical substances which are formed because of a chemical reaction are called as the products, and the substances which are participating in the reaction are called as reactants. These reactants and products will be separated by using an arrow mark in the chemical equation. So which of the following conditions are necessary for a chemical reaction? So it must be accompanied with the change in the temperature. Yes, it is correct. At least one of the reactants must be in fixed quantity. Yes, it should be. It must follow the law of conservation of mass. Yes, it is also correct. So these three are the conditions at which a chemical reaction occurs. There occurs certain temperature change, and even the quantity of at least one component should be taken fixed, and it should follow the law of conservation of mass. So these are the conditions where a chemical reaction takes place. Next one, which of the following is the shorthand representation of a chemical reaction? Yes, just like the symbols and formulae, symbols we use for representing the element's name in the shorthand form, isn't it? In the same way, the shorthand representation of a compound name, we call it as formula. In the same way, the chemical equation also can be represented by using shorthand notations. So that we call as the symbolic representation of a chemical reaction by using symbols and formulae of the chemical substances involved in that reaction is called a chemical equation. It is called an equation or chemical equation. It is a shorthand representation of a chemical reaction. Okay, next one. X is an equation which contains equal number of atoms of all the elements on the both the sides. Then what is that X? So what do we call that equation in which the number of atoms of all the atoms on the reactant side are equal to number of atoms of all the elements on product side? What do we call that equation? It is called a balanced chemical equation. Okay, in a balanced chemical equation, number of atoms of all the elements on both the sides will be equal. That is called balanced chemical equation, which is also called as stoichiometric equation. So here X representing balanced equation. Next, identify the type of reaction illustrated here. See what it is given. Hydrogen plus chlorine gives hydrogen chloride. What is happening if you observe there? Hydrogen combining with chlorine to form hydrogen chloride. So two elements are combining to give a new compound. Then what we can call this chemical reaction? What type of reaction it is? It is called combination reaction. In the combination also you can say in clear the combination of two elements to form a compound. So it comes under combination reaction. Okay, next one. In which reaction is an atom or group of atoms present in a molecule displaced by another atom? So in certain chemical reactions, one atom will be displaced by another more reactive atom from its compound to form a new substance. Such kind of reactions are called displacement reactions. Generally, more reactive elements displace less reactive elements from their compounds in the aqueous form so that they form new substances. Those reactions are called displacement reactions. Okay. Next, in which reaction do two compounds exchange their ions to form two new compounds? So in certain chemical reactions, two chemical substances exchange their ions or radicals mutually so that they result in the formation of two new compounds. Those chemical reactions are called chemical double displacement reactions because two displacements occurs there. By that, both the compounds, they exchange their ions mutually to form new substances. Those reactions are called double displacement reactions or also called double decomposition reactions. Okay, next one. Now let us see here single correct answer type questions. See the first one. Which of the given chemical equations is not balanced? What is going to be balanced equation first? The chemical equation in which the number of atoms of all the elements on the both the sides of the chemical equation, if it is equal, then the equation is said to be balanced chemical equation, which is also called stoichiometric equation. Now they're asking which is not balanced here. Not balanced means unbalanced chemical equation. The chemical equation in which at least one atom is not balanced on both the sides is called unbalanced equation. Or to say simply, the chemical equation in which number of atoms of all the elements on both the sides are not equal, then that is called unbalanced equation, which is also called skeleton equation. See, you have to remember one thing here. Even one atom is not balanced in a chemical equation, then the entire equation is said to be unbalanced equation. See the first equation here on the left hand side there are three iron atoms. But how many atoms are on the right hand side? Only two atoms are there. So now you can say this is not a balanced equation. It is not balanced equation. See the next one. KClO3 gives KCl plus O2. Potassiums are balanced, okay. Chlorines are also balanced. Here one chlorine. On the right hand side also one chlorine. But if you observe oxygens, here on the left hand side there are three oxygen atoms. But how many oxygen atoms on the right hand side? Only two. Now can we say it is a balanced equation? No, it is not a balanced equation. See this equation Al2O3 gives Al2O. Actually it is Al2O. No, I think something given wrong. Anyhow, here aluminum atoms are balanced but oxygens are not balanced on both the sides. Okay, it is also not a balanced equation. If you see the third equation, calcium carbonate gives calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. If you see in this equation, number of atoms of each element. First if you see calcium, one calcium atom on the left hand side, on the right hand side also one calcium. So calciums are balanced, isn't it? Now if you see carbon atoms, there is one carbon on the left hand side, on the right hand side also one carbon. Now you can say carbons are also balanced. What about oxygens? Here there are three oxygen atoms on the left hand side. Here is one and here two. Totally there are three oxygens on the right hand side also. So all the atoms are balanced in this equation only. So actually it should be which equation is balanced, then we can say this is correct answer. But they asked here not balanced. These three we can say as unbalanced equations or not balanced equations. Okay, next one. Which of the given chemical equations is balanced? See, balanced equation means, as we told, the equation in which number of atoms of all the elements are same on both the sides. That equation is said to be balanced equation. See the first one. If you see hydrogens, two hydrogens are here. Right hand side also two hydrogens. So hydrogens are balanced. What about oxygens? Here two are there, but here 1 plus 2, totally 3 oxygens are there. But here only 2. So oxygen atoms are not balanced in this equation. We can say it is unbalanced equation. Second one, NaNO3 and NO2 plus NO2 are given. Now here, if you observe oxygen atoms, here only 3 oxygen atoms are there, but if you observe on the right hand side, totally 4 oxygen atoms are there, isn't it? So even one element atoms are not balanced, then the total entire equation is said to be unbalanced equation. Next, third one. Just now I was in this equation above question. Calcium carbonate gives calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. All the atoms are balanced on both the sides. So we can say it is a balanced chemical equation. What about this equation? If you see aluminiums are balanced, carbons are also balanced, but oxygens here only 3 oxygens are there. But on the right hand side totally there are 5 oxygens. So it is not a balanced equation. Only one, that is decomposition of calcium carbonate, is given here as balanced equation. Okay, next one. In the given equation, what does X stands for? What is X here? See, if we balance this equation, what do we get here in the place of X? Say hydrogens, if you see, then we can understand. Here, two hydrogen atoms are there on the left hand side. And here, totally there are 6 hydrogen atoms because each molecule contains 2 hydrogens, totally 3 molecules are there. So on the right hand side, 6 hydrogens, but here already only 2 atoms are there in one molecule. By taking how many molecules of the sulfuric acid, totally we get 6 hydrogen atoms on the left hand side. With which number we have to multiply here to these two? We have to multiply with 3. So in the place of X, if we keep 3, then the total number of hydrogens here it becomes 6, which equal to the number of hydrogens on the right hand side. So in the place of X, we have to take 3. Okay. Next, in which reaction is a substance decomposed by using electricity? Yes, decomposition reaction means we have seen in the earlier sessions as the chemical reactions in which a substance decomposes to form two or more simpler substances are called decomposition reactions. So those decompositions may be done by heating or by applying electricity or in the presence of light also. That may happen. We have seen these three different kinds of decomposition reactions. Out of those, one it is the decomposition of a compound by passing electricity. Those reactions are called electrolysis reactions. Electro means current, lysis means splitting of a compound. So the splitting of a chemical substance in the presence of electricity is called electrolysis. We have an example for this, electrolysis of water, isn't it? By passing electricity through the acetylated water, water splits into hydrogen and oxygen, isn't it? That we call as electrolysis of water. Okay, next one. In which reaction does a solid get separated from the solution? Yes, we have seen in certain chemical reactions, if you mix two aqueous solution, suddenly, a solid substance will be appeared in that mixture, which is insoluble into water. The formation of a solid substance in a chemical mixing is called precipitation reaction. For example, barium chloride plus sodium sulfate. If these two are mixed, they form a chemical substance barium sulfate, which is insoluble into water and appears as a white turbidity. White solid form, white solid substance will be formed in the solution. That is called precipitation reaction. Okay. Next, which of the following is a decomposition reaction? What does it mean by decomposition reaction? The chemical reaction in which a substance splits up into two or more simple substances is called decomposition reaction. For example, if you see here two substances exchanging their ions, this we call actually neutralization reaction, isn't it? A base and acid are combining to form salt and water. It is called neutralization. And here no splitting is occurring, just it is shown in a different form. And if you observe in this, two substances they are combining together to form a new substance, it is called combination reaction. But if you see in this one, KClO3 gives KCl plus O2, means here a single substance, potassium chlorate, it is splitting into potassium chloride and oxygen. What's happening here? A single substance decomposing it to form two simpler substances. These kind of reactions are called decomposition reactions. So here we can say this is an example for decomposition reaction. Okay, next one. Which of the following is a redox reaction? What does it mean by redox reaction first? Redox reaction means the chemical reaction in which oxidation and reduction both occur simultaneously are called redox reactions. Observe here in which reaction both oxidation and reduction are going on. If you observe this second equation, here copper oxide losing its oxygen and forming copper. So what kind of reaction it is called? The loss of oxygen is called reduction. So copper oxide is reduced in this reaction, isn't it? Copper oxide is reduced to copper. That means copper oxide lost oxygens. In the same, if you observe hydrogen, initially hydrogen has no oxygens with it, but after the reaction it gained oxygen. The gain of oxygens is called oxidation. So in this reaction, both oxidation and reduction occurring simultaneously. Such kind of reactions in which both oxidation and reduction occur simultaneously are called redox reactions. So this is an example for redox reaction. Okay. Next one. How is the decomposition of silver chloride carried out? So it is one of the examples for the photochemical reaction. Means in this reaction, in this sodium silver chloride decomposes to form silver and chlorine in the presence of sunlight. So here in the presence of sunlight this silver chloride decomposes. Okay. Next one. Which of the following statements is not correct about the given reaction? See here, H2S plus Cl2 gives 2HCl plus sulfur. What is happening if we observe hydrogen sulfide? It is losing its hydrogens and forming finally sulfur. The loss of hydrogens is called oxidation. So hydrogen sulfide is oxidized to sulfur. So this is correct. Next, if you see chlorine it is getting hydrogens, means it is gaining hydrogens and converting into HCl. The gain of hydrogens is called reduction. Now we can say Cl2 is reduced to HCl. So this is also correct. Okay. Next, H2S is oxidizing and it is giving its hydrogen to chlorine and helping in the reduction of chlorine. Now we can say H2S is a reducing agent. Okay, it is not correct. H2S is reducing agent because it is helping for the reduction of chlorine. If you see in terms of chlorine, chlorine is taking hydrogens from H2S and helping in the oxidation of H2S. So we can say chlorine is an oxidizing agent, means it is a helper of oxidation. So chlorine is oxidizing agent. It is also correct. Only the incorrect statement which they are asking is the last one. H2S is a oxidizing agent. It is incorrect statement because H2S is reducing agent as it is helping for the reduction of chlorine by providing hydrogens to it. Okay, next one. Identify a slow combustion reaction in which glucose present in the body cells combines with oxygen to produce energy. So the reaction which occurs in the body in which the glucose present in the body cells combines with oxygen and produces energy and carbon dioxide. That reaction we say as respiration. In the respiration process, the oxygen gas inhaled it combines the glucose and produces energy and carbon dioxide. So this energy will be utilized for metabolic systems in the body and that carbon dioxide gas will be exhaled out. Okay, that process is called respiration process. Next one. Which metal can prevent the corrosion of tin and iron? Of course, not only tin, even the corrosion of iron also can be prevented by coating those articles or metals with another metal called zinc. A thin layer of zinc coating on the tin and iron will protect them from the corrosion. That method of coating zinc layer on the articles of tin and iron to protect them from the corrosion is called galvanization. So that the metal protecting them is zinc. Next one, in the given reaction, what is Na here? So actually it should be 2 Pb. Now if you see what do we get in the place of Na? So when lead nitrate decomposes, it forms lead, oxygen and nitrogen dioxide. Where it is nitrogen dioxide, in these two it is there. So by balancing of this equation, we get in the place of Na a 4NO2. Nitrogen dioxide will be produced. So by balancing, we get a coefficient of 4. Now in the place of Na we can keep 4NO2. Means lead nitrate on decomposition gives lead, nitrogen dioxide and oxygen. Okay. Next one. Which of the following is a decomposition reaction? What does it mean by decomposition reaction? The reaction in which a chemical substance splits into two or more simple substances is called decomposition reaction. Observe here the given equations. If you observe this equation, potassium chlorate decomposing to form potassium chloride and oxygen. So, single substance decomposing to form two simpler substances. This kind of reactions are called chemical decomposition reactions. Okay, next one. Which of the chemical reactions is balanced and which also representing the combustion reaction? Combustion reaction means the chemical reaction in which fuel combining with oxygen producing carbon dioxide and water vapor as the products. So for this combustion process we can take these two because here hydrocarbons are burning in the presence of oxygen producing carbon dioxide and water vapor. These two are correct equations. But here this is not combustion and it is also not combustion. Now out of these two we have to identify balanced equation. What does it mean balanced equation? The equation in which the number of atoms of all the elements on both the sides are equal. Check once the first equation. Carbons are 3 on the left hand side. Right hand side also 3. So carbons are balanced. Hydrogens here are 8. On the right hand side also 8. So hydrogens are balanced. What about oxygens? Here 10 oxygen atoms are there totally, isn't it? On the right hand side, in each molecule there are 2 oxygens. Totally there are 3 molecules. So it becomes now here 6 oxygens. And here 2 4 jam 8 oxygens. So 8 plus 3 totally 14 oxygens are there on the right hand side, but there are 10 oxygens only on the left hand side. So in the number of oxygen atoms, it is not balanced. So totally we can say it is not a balanced equation. Now let us see the third equation. C3H6 plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide plus water. Now in this we see carbon atoms, three carbons on the left hand side, three carbons on the right hand side also. Carbons balanced. Hydrogens, here 6 are there, here also 6. Hydrogens balanced. What about oxygens? There are totally 8 oxygen atoms on the left hand side. What about on right hand? In the carbon dioxide molecule, there are 2 oxygens. Totally 3 molecules of carbon dioxide are there. So it becomes here 6. And what about here oxygens? In this also, here only 3 oxygens. Now, the number of oxygens is wrong here also. Okay. This is not a balanced equation. If you see, in this equation, aluminium atoms 2 are there. Here also 2 are there. And here hydrogen 6, 3 sulfate ions, 3 sulfate ions. So it is balanced equation, you can say, but not combustion. It is displacement reaction. Actually it is a balanced equation, but actually out of these two, one should be balanced so that we can select them. But here no equation is balanced with oxygen atoms, so we can say it is the only balanced equation. And here it is also balanced equation, but not combustion reactions. Okay. Next, which of the following is oxidized in the given reaction? So here oxidation and reduction also can be defined in terms of oxidation numbers. The increase in the oxidation number represents oxidation. The decrease in the oxidation number represents reduction. If you see in case of tin chloride, in this oxidation number of tin is plus 2, as we know, isn't it? After reaction in the SnCl4, the oxidation number of tin is plus 4. So what happened to the oxidation number? It is increased. So the increase in the oxidation number represent oxidation. So SnCl2 is oxidized. This is correct answer. Next one, which of the following chemical equations best describes the formation of rust? So rust means iron oxide. When iron kept in the open air, it reacts with atmospheric oxygen in the presence of moisture to form hydrated ferric oxide. This hydrated ferric oxide is called rust. See which equation representing this reaction. Here it is. Iron combining with oxygen in the presence of moisture to form hydrated ferric oxide, which we call as rust. Okay, this is correct equation. Next, which of the following statements is correct of the given reaction? What's happening here? Nitric acid plus iodine gives hydrogen iodate, nitrogen dioxide, and water. So in this equation, iodine is reduced, because as we told, based upon the oxidation number also we can say whether it is oxidized or reduced. If you see, initially the oxidation number of iodine here is 0, because in the elementary state it is. Here for the iodine, the oxidation number will be plus 5, because for hydrogen it is plus 1, for oxygen it is minus 2, totally minus 2, 3 times it is there. So minus 6 plus 1, minus 5. So to counterbalance it, iodine oxidation number should be plus 5. What happened here? So the oxidation number of iodine is increased. So the increase in the oxidation number represents reduction, oxidation. Where it is not mentioned. In the same way, if you see nitrogen, initially the oxidation number of nitrogen will be here plus 5. just like the iodine in the previous case here. Iodine, hydrogen oxidation number +1, oxygen oxidation number -2. So the total charge or the sum of the oxidation numbers will be equal to 0 here. That's why nitrogen oxidation number in nitric acid is 5. Whereas here it is +4. So from +5 to +4, what happened here? Oxidation number decreased. So the decrease in the oxidation number is called reduction. Now we can say nitric acid is reduced, iodine is oxidized. So out of these two only one is given here. Nitric acid is reduced. That is correct. Okay. Next one. Which gas is used in flushing in flush bags of chips to prevent oxidation? So to avoid the oxidation of foodstuffs like chips, they use nitrogen gas to flush into those bags of those food items. So this won't allow the oxidation of foodstuff and keeps them fresh for longer time. So the gas used there is nitrogen. Next one. Which of the given reactions is a compound-compound combination reaction? Actually, combination reaction means the chemical reaction in which two substances combine together to form a new substance is called combination reaction. So this combination may be between two elements or between two compounds or in between a compound and an element also. Now here they are asking the combination between two compounds. See the first one, reaction between water and calcium oxide. Water is a compound and calcium oxide is also a compound. So in this reaction, two compounds are combined. This is correct equation. Correct answer, isn't it? See the second one, reaction of iodine with white phosphorus. So actually iodine is an element and phosphorus or white phosphorus, this is also an element. It is a combination between two elements. What about this reaction of iron with sulfur? It is also reaction between two elements. Next, electrolysis of water. Actually, electrolysis of water will come under decomposition reaction, not a combination, isn't it? Now, only the combination reaction between two compounds here represented by the reaction of water with calcium oxide. So, water reacts with calcium oxide to form calcium hydroxide. So, this representing the combination reaction between two compounds. Okay. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our YouTube channel AIMS Today for latest updates and recorded videos. Please visit our website aimstoday.in for more information.